What if I told you that your greatest struggle, the very thing you've been trying to avoid, could actually become your biggest superpower? In fact, 8 out of 10 high achievers openly credit pain as the #1 catalyst for their greatness. Stay with me, because over the next 40 minutes, you're going to discover exactly how to turn your pain into unstoppable power. This isn't some fluffy motivational speech. This is science, strategy, and real-world transformation, all packed into a blueprint that you can start using today. Let's dive in. Here's the harsh truth most people never hear. We resist pain. We hide from it. We numb it. We tell ourselves that feeling this way means we're broken, that we're weak, that we're not enough. But the reality, pain isn't your enemy. It's your secret weapon, but only if you know how to harness it. So let me ask you right now, before we go any further, what if everything you've been through, every setback, every heartbreak, every failure, was actually preparing you for something bigger? And what if the reason you're watching this video right now is because deep down, you already know that? Here's what we're about to cover in this video. First, the actual neuroscience behind turning pain into power, breaking it down into a simple, easy-to-understand process. Second, 3 real-world strategies that high performers use to shift their mindset and fuel their growth, the strategies you can start applying today. Third, how to embed these tools into your daily routine so they become automatic, not just motivational hype. And finally, I'm going to share a personal story, something I've never shared publicly before, about a moment in my life that almost broke me, and how I used these exact steps to come back stronger. By the time we're done, you'll not only understand how this works, you'll feel ready to take action on it. So if you're serious about leveling up, hit that like button now, so more people who need this can find it too. Let's go. Think about this. Oprah, Malala, Michael Jordan, 3 people from completely different worlds, different backgrounds, different stories, but there's one thing they all have in common. They didn't just survive their pain. They used it. They turned it into fuel. Oprah lost a baby as a teenager and almost took her own life. Today, she runs a media empire that impacts millions. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, and we all know how that story ended. Malala, she was literally shot in the head just for wanting to go to school. But she came back, stronger, louder, and with a message the whole world couldn't ignore. So what did they do differently? Here is what no one tells you. There is a step-by-step neurological process behind that transformation, and it's something you can start applying in your own life, starting today. In Block 2, we're going to break down the science behind it. But first, let me ask you something. What if your pain could become your power? Ready to hack your brain? Let's break down the neuroscience of pain and why reframing it is your first weapon. Here's the deal. When pain hits, your amygdala triggers fight, flight, or freeze. That's not a flaw. That's survival instinct. It's hardwired. But here's the part most people miss. Your brain is plastic. That means it's moldable. You can rewire how it responds. With the right tools, dopamine can override cortisol. But the switch only flips when you reframe the narrative. It's simple when you look at it like this. Pain is just input. Power is the output. The switch is how you choose to interpret it. Let me give you a real-world example. Take James. His business failed. His bank account hit 0. Most people would quit. But James made a decision. He told himself, this failure is just data. He tracked every mistake, studied every setback, pivoted, launched again, and within a year, he built a 6-figure company from the ashes of his worst moment. That is reframing in action. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do you actually do that for yourself? Here's a 3-step process. Tip 1, name the pain. Step 2, ask yourself, what can this teach me? Step 3, plan your next move. I want you to try this right now. Pause the video for a second and write this sentence. My pain teaches me. Fill in the blank. Don't overthink it. Just let it flow. Then drop your answer in the comments below because I want to read them personally. All right, let me take you deeper. 2 years ago, I lost someone I considered my greatest mentor. And when I say lost, I mean gone. Suddenly, no warning, and it wrecked me. I felt like I was underwater, numb, detached, like I was watching my own life from the outside. And for weeks, I couldn't create, couldn't write, couldn't speak in front of a camera. But then I remembered what I'm teaching you right now. Pain can point you. So I asked myself the question I'm now asking you. What if this pain could sharpen my message? That reframing became the fuel for a series of videos that reignited this channel and connected me with thousands of people going through their own dark chapters. Step back with me for a second. I want you to think about a pain you're still avoiding. Maybe it's a breakup, a financial loss. Maybe it's the feeling of being stuck. Now, ask yourself this. What if that's the fastest route to your strength? That question alone can shift your brain chemistry. I'm not exaggerating. There are studies that show simply reframing a stressful event can reduce cortisol levels by over 40%. That's the power of mindset. So let's practice something right now. I want you to complete this sentence out loud. My struggle is. Go ahead. Say it. Now, what strength could this unlock? Again, out loud. Doesn't matter if you're alone. This is about rewiring your brain in real time. By speaking it, you're already creating new neural pathways. Let's lock this in even further. Every time you catch yourself spiraling in pain, I want you to grab a pen or your phone and write this down. Pain is input. Power is my choice. Now, let's double down. You've learned this science. You've practiced reframing. Now, it's time to anchor this into your daily routine, so it becomes second nature. Let's talk about many big transformations. Always start small. And here's the formula. Cue, action, reward. Here's how it works. Step 1. Identify a cue. For example, every time you feel that emotional punch in the chest, that's your signal. Step 2. Take one tiny, deliberate action, like 30 seconds of deep breathing, or writing a single sentence in your journal. Step 3. Give yourself a mental high five. That tiny reward triggers dopamine, which begins to override the stress response. Here's a real-life example. Sarah, every time she felt anxious before a big presentation, she stood in a power pose for 30 seconds. Shoulders back, head high, eyes forward. She did this every day for 30 days. And guess what? Now, when she steps on stage, her body automatically triggers confidence. That's habit loop. Rewiring in action. Now, let's bring this back to you. What small habit could you anchor to your biggest struggle? Think about this. Right after your next pain trigger, what's one action you could take? Something small, repeatable, and easy to do, even on your worst days. Pause this video if you need to, and fill in this blank. After I feel, I will. Let's move to your next weapon, journaling. Got it. Great. That's how daily growth starts. Let's move to your next weapon, journaling. But not just vague Dear Diary journaling. I want you to use what I call the power prompt system. Here's how it breaks down. P, pain. What did you feel today? O, outcome. What do you want to feel instead? W, what did you learn? E, empowering action. What's your next step? R, results. What small win did you notice? Let me give you a real example from my own journal. P, hit a creative block while writing this script. O, finished the script before noon. W, realized I was mentally drained from poor sleep. E, took a 30-minute power nap. R, came back energized and finished the script in one sitting. That's the rotation. Pain to action to power. Right now, grab your journal or open your notes app. Let's do it together. P, what pain did you feel today? O, what outcome do you want? W, what did you learn? E, what action will you take? R, what small result will you track? Pause here if you need to. Fill it out. I'll wait. Great work. You just turned stress into strategy. Now, here comes the part where it all connects. This is where it gets real. Let me take you back to my lowest point. 2 years ago, losing my mentor, losing my drive, feeling like everything I built was falling apart. I remember sitting there in my room, lights off, thinking, I'm broken, I'm done. But then I pulled out the power system. I wrote it down, even though I didn't feel like it. P, abandoned. O, feel alive again. W, realized I was chasing external validation. E, started filming raw, unfiltered personal videos, even when I didn't want to. R, within 3 months, this channel regained momentum, and this video is proof of that transformation. And in that moment, pain was no longer my jailer. It became my compass. And if you're watching this right now, that's not an accident. You're here because you're ready. You're ready to grow. You're ready to change. You're ready to use your pain as fuel. So let's call back to what we started with. Oprah, Michael Jordan, Malala Me, and you. What unites us isn't the absence of pain. It's the choice to face it, to reframe it, to use it as fuel. But here's what nobody tells you next. It's not a one-time thing. It's daily. It's consistent. It's small steps stacked over time. So here's my question for you. What small step will you take today to turn your pain into power? Comment below with the words power step and tell me your habit. And if this video hits you, if you felt that shift, give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe. Because every single week, we're unlocking tools like this to build your mindset, your productivity, and your life. And if you want the full power workbook companion, click the link in the description. It's there waiting for you. Your future self will thank you for today. Because pain is your fuel. Go, ignite your fire. JustHabits. One habit can change everything.